Hey, welcome back to DieCash Cars. So what an opening shot. All 10 of my EK9 Super Treasure Hunts from 2022 all in the picture for the last time, because 5 of these have been slated for a trade that I recently just struck up. A trade that has a value of $750 on each side. And within this episode, I'm going to go through and talk about what I'm trading for, all the details, and my own personal rationale as to why I am doing it. So if you've been watching this channel for a while, you know that this is one of my absolute all-time favorite super treasure hunts ever. I got really lucky last year. I ended up actually finding a few of these in stores with my kids, so it's a great experience, very sentimental. I mean, this car just pops. I've said it before, I'll say it again, it pops. It's just an awesome combination. I love the bronze wheels on the Spectra Flame Yellow. I mean, it's reminiscent of the Phoenix Yellow, which is the signature color of the EK9 Civic Type R. On and on and on. I mean, there is a million reasons to like this super treasure hunt and this execution. And I will say too that I had no intention on trading this car away or selling it. I got the 9 that I have, technically 10 because I do have the loose one as well too. As you guys have seen, I've opened this one up as it was out of the factory sealed set and it came on a damaged card. But a very interesting proposition was brought to me from a fellow viewer. An opportunity that I could not pass up, and the thing that I want to be an example for you guys is that you never want to be too attached to any car in your personal collection, because the hobby is always changing, it's always adjusting. I mean, there's new releases coming all the time, which means that you have to be flexible. You have to be willing to move things in order to grow your collection, to diversify, and that's exactly what I'm doing in this deal. So let's just talk about the EK9 Super by itself. So right now, this super treasure hunt is sitting at about $140 to $150 a piece. When the factory sealed sets had come out, the factory sealed version was fetching anywhere from $175, and I've seen it go all the way up to about $200. But I would say that with all the recent leaks and new releases, this car has taken a slight backseat. Again, minimum of $140 in the secondary market right now, but it's still very far and few between as far as having collectors out there willing to even let go of the one that's in their collection. But going off that math, $150 a piece, you could say that all 5 of these would be a grand total of $750, and I'm going to be packaging them up in protector packs and shipping them off to a new home in exchange for something that I feel like is equally desirable. And when I get those in pack, guys, we can do that unboxing and you guys can let me know if I made the right choice, if someone had the upper hand in the trade, and also give me your feedback. Let me know if you would have done the trade or not, so stick around. So it has been a week and a half since I sent off the 5 EK9 Super Treasure Hunts, which I did get confirmation they did arrive at the new owner's hand, and I just got in the box that I traded for. And don't let this Matchbox logo here fool you. It's definitely not a 24 count case, a Matchbox. It is a Hot Wheels product that I did trade for. And let's just get it open and unveiled for you guys. It is the ER34 Chase from Mountain Drifters from 2022. And not just one, guys. Not 2, but 3 ER34 Chases. And man, when you think 1 looks good, 3 in front of you looks even better. So I had to get them out of the protector packs just so you guys can get a better visual to it. But to this point, guys, you guys know that I pulled 1 ER34 Chase out of a box that I got from JCar after getting stiffed on 17 boxes from One Stop Diecast. And then you guys saw just a couple weeks ago, I was lucky enough to get one of the premium carculture sets, box number 2 of 4, in which case I did get another ER34 Chase. So as of right now, I have 5 of these bad boys in my collection, and that's way more than I ever thought or anticipated to ever get. And it's not a flex by any means, but it's really just a showcase to you guys that you really can work your way up to the collection that you guys aspire to have. So the first question I gotta answer is, why did I trade my 5 EK9 Super Treasure Hunts, which I am a huge advocate for from an investing side as well as just from a pure collector standpoint? Why did I trade it for the ER34 Chase 5 for 3? I think the first thing I will point out to you guys, and this is just a personal characteristic of mine, but I get bored of things very easily, okay? When you have 9 EK9 Super Treasure Hunts on your wall, it's a nice feeling. I definitely want to keep at least one in my collection, but again, it goes back to never being too attached to a single car in my collection because I want to be fluid. I want to be able to adjust and adapt to the market and trends and honestly my own personal interests. So having 9 sitting on my wall, it looks great and it was fun and it was a great accomplishment and goal for me to set for myself and actually achieve, but it just came time to where I needed to diversify my collection, and if I could trade off 5 cars, in this case I have 9 of them, for some other cars that I don't have too many in my collection, I'm gonna take up that offer every time. And why not the ER34? I mean, you can't say that its rise is anything short of spectacular. I mean, for being the first year premium chase cars, this being a JDM, a Skyline at that, and hitting the secondary market at about $100, and now almost tipping at that $300 price point. I think realistically you're looking at about $250, but I have seen them list and sell as close as $280 to $290 a piece. I mean, only time will tell where these things will cap out at and where they'll plateau from a value standpoint. But the point being, within my collection, I just felt like it was time to diversify, trade off a portion of my EK9 Supers, which at this point I still have the 4 factory sealed ones and the loose one. So 5 total, and now I have 5 ER34 Liberty Walk premium carculture chases in the collection, whereas prior to, I only had 2. And to cover the value proponent of the trade, I mean 3 ER34 chases, each one selling for about $250, multiplied by 3, that's $750. So by my math, it's a pretty even trade. 5 EK9s at $150 a piece versus 3 ER34 chases. It's a split. It's not a situation where anybody really got the upper hand. It's just essentially which one each collector prefers. And just a brief conversation with the other trader. He was a Honda guy. He had the worst luck when it came to EK9 Supers and finding them, and just refused to pay secondary market value for them, and rightfully so. I mean, good for him to holding to that logic from a collecting standpoint. And the really interesting thing about this whole trade too is that he saw my video about the Walmart premium carculture sets, and the second I released my video, he actually jumped online and was able to get an undisclosed amount of those 2 of 4 boxes. And the second he got them in, he reached out to me immediately. He gave me the first crack at trading these ER34 chases for EK9s because that was his goal. So again, with a story like that, how could I refuse? I mean, being honored that he reached out to me first. So from a long-term value standpoint, which one do you think will win out? The EK9 Super, which at retail price we all know is $1, or will it be these premium ER34 chases, which at retail price are about $6 a piece? So if you just do the retail calculation, I paid $5 for 5 EK9 Supers. The ER34 chases from retail standpoint were $15. So the ER34 wins from retail standpoint. From a secondary market standpoint, they're about even. You know, the 5 EK9 supers for the 3 ER34 chases. I mean, individually, obviously, the ER34 chase is a step above, essentially double in value what the EK9 super sells for right now. Secondary market. Long term, I really have to give it to the ER34 chase. I feel like this car is definitely going to grow more in value, again, for all the reasons that I mentioned before, being the first year premium car culture chase, for being a Skyline, for being an R34, which we know is a very popular cast and lineup right now in the Hot Wheels diecast world. I mean, don't get me wrong, I think the EK9 will hold its own, especially with so many other awesome Hondas coming through the Hot Wheels lineup. So for instance, the DC2 Honda Integra Type R that's coming through in RLC. I know there is a Euro Honda Accord coming out very soon. I mean, just the plethora of Honda products in general, which I think will complement this EK9 Super a lot. But I would also argue that the Skyline lineage and Nissan in general is already so established to where the value on these is only pointing up at the moment. So it's a bit of a stalemate, but I think at the end of the day, it really just depends on the collector and the direction of their own personal collections as to which of these truly wins out. Me personally, guys, and again, not to gloat or anything like that, I feel like I'm living the best of both worlds because now I have 5 carded EK9 Supers and 5 carded ER34 chases. That was the goal, diversification. It's a lot like your stock portfolios. You're not going to put all your eggs in one basket. I mean, if you have the opportunity, switch up, trade it up, mix things around. I mean, look at some other casts that you're interested in, that you want to add to your collection, or if you're going to focus really on the investing side of things, it's worth diversifying what you have. But that's what I got for you guys today. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below on the trade, if you agree, disagree, if you would have done it, or if you would have stuck with all the EK9 Supers. Like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time on DieCash Cars.